Hello, my name is Alan P. Today, in this video, I'm going to go through how we can use Revit to solve the problem in exercise 11. The Revit model can be downloaded on eCampus with a document explaining the steps I'm going to follow. So as you can see here, we already have the example downloaded. I hope at this point you all have Revit downloaded and installed it. So when you click on the example, it will ask you to upgrade the model or not. Always click on upgrade because Revit is built in the way that higher software will be able to open the lower version, but the lower version software cannot open the higher version. So always upgrade and always keep your software the latest. So in this exercise, we are supposed to estimate the concrete work of floors, footings, and foundation walls. Revit is a software that integrates all the geometry shapes, quantities, structural elements, and MEP, and of course architecture and site work. So you can see here we already have a model built here. What we are going to do is to evaluate or to create the scheduling for floors first, and then footing, and then foundation walls. Okay, in the document, if you have the document open now, we already know we have the price. So what we need is the quantity, the volume of the problem. So here, a brief introduction. In Revit, you see here, this is the first row of tabs, and we have a lot of tabs: architectural, structural, steel, and system. And the view, this tab is what we are going to use because it has schedule function, takeoff, and we're also going to use this column. So in the first column, it's the parameters of each element. For example, I click on this wall, I have the wall type, and I have the offset. Also, I will have the volume, the length, and the area of the wall. Here, this is the navigation buttons. Here, we can view the footing, level 1, up to the roof. And also, we can see the 3D view. This is the same as this one, this button, 3D view, and the same as view, 3D view. Here, if you hold the control button, you can zoom in, zoom out. If you hold the shift and the middle button of your mouse, you can rotate it. It's the same as here. We can drag it and have a 3D view. Whenever you are in 3D view and you click on footing, you can just jump into the orthogonal joints. Okay, so first we are going to calculate the floor. Like I mentioned, in the view, we have a schedule button, right? So we go to schedule and we create the floor, if you can find it. All right, floor. And we go for OK. So here we have a lot of options. This is the parameters. It's called a field in Revit. But basically, it's the parameters. For example, we have the cost. We are going to add that. And we need the volume, right? And we are going to add area. And don't forget to put type and the family. This is basically what you need to differentiate different components. Each component in Revit model has its own name and the family and the type. Family is bigger than type, so whatever you change in family, it will change on your computer, no matter which file you open. Type is only in this project. For example, a 8 feet wall. If you change the type to 9, and it will always be a 9 feet tall wall. Okay. So here we have the cost. This cost is the cost unit, and then we need the concrete and the placement. So in the description, you will find the floor. The cost for the concrete is $140 per cubic yard, and the finishing is $0.44 per square foot. So we need volume and the area. Here, we are building a function by clicking this, and then we give it a name, and the type is currency. So at the end, we need the money of the work. So then we click here, we create a formula, tell the computer how to calculate the cost based on the volume here first, and then we are going to say cost. You can click it here, or you can type it down. As long as the words are the same, it will work. But here, so cost in Revit does not have any unit, so we have to divide it by 1. This is very important because if you don't do this, it will not work properly. So after we set everything up, concrete, we will get a currency of this, and we calculate the cost by volume. And then we click OK, and then we click OK. Then we will have the schedule here. So the schedule here, if we take a look, it looks like this, but the cost is not defined yet, and the area and the volume is cubic feet. So the price we got is dollar per cubic yard. So first we need to find, where is it? It's in management, project units. So if you click on in the tab manage and project units, you will find how the units are set up in this project. And we click on volume. We don't want cubic feet, we want cubic yard. And we click OK. And also for the currency, so currently the currency has no unit, but we are going to give it a $sign. And then we click on OK. So you can see here the cubic feet become to cubic yards. All right, still we don't have the cost here. Here we can just manually input 140 and hit enter. Click OK. So this box is basically asking you, do you assign the same price for all the same type? Remember, we said type is just a standard element in this project. If we click OK, it's all $140 per cubic yard. We have a little problem here. Flow schedule. Oh, why this? So All right, so now we have the concrete and the placement cost for each element here. And now we need the finishing. So in the schedule, we go to modify schedule and insert another row, which we will write a function about it because this is about the finishing. So we say finishing, and it will be dollars. And how we calculate it, we need the area first. And we do cost. Now we don't do cost now because the easier way to do it is just to input the price here because we have the same price for all the finishing. Oh, I forgot to put where we have the finishing now. All right, finishing. We have the cost for finishing. We have the cost for concrete and the placement. And now we need to sum them up. So we select those two columns and then we go to formatting, select concrete and the placement. So here we calculate the totals. All right, and then the same for finishing. We calculate the total. And that's not the end. And in sorting and grouping, we are going to click title and totals to show everything. It looks like this. Okay, that's for floor. Here, the floor we chose, we can see it here. This is the, if I can select it. Oh, by the way, how you select elements in Revit is that you hover your cursor on the model and you can see it shows different elements. And whenever you want to select a very tricky element, you stop and press tab. It will show all the possible elements that you can select. For example, this is the floor, and I click on this. If I can. All right, so we now selected the floor. As you can see, floor is here. It has the specifications, and for this floor, it's at level 3, and we have the parameters, area, etc., etc. And here, for this type of instance, you can see the price we just input in the schedule. It's showing here. It's $140 without any unit. All right. Let's move to the next. This is about footing. So just by looking at this video, we can kind of see there is footing, but this footing is not completed yet. So we have to modify it a little bit. Don't be scared because this is easy. How we add the footing in this building, we go to the navigation panel here and we click on footing. This shows just the first floor plan. And in here, we're going to add footings along these walls. All of them should have a footing. All right. how we do that, we just go to structure and we select wall footing here, and we select 24-inch by 12-inch by 12-inch wall footing. And then we click on the wall, it will automatically model the wall footing. You can tell the difference when I'm clicking on everything here and here and here and here. The dimension is just what is said in the example. So now we have the footing, and we can also check in the 3D drawing. So you can see here, previously it does not have this footing. We can even look from below to check. We add all the footings to all the walls. All right, so now we have the model correct, and then we do the same thing. We do view, schedule, and schedule the footings. Here we select the structural foundation here. All right. And what do we need? We need volume. Click on this, and we need cost. And the same, we need current rate and the placement. Again, currency, and how we calculate this, it's volume times cost. Again, divided by 1, because the cost has no volume. Oh, this C should be uppercase. All right, and then we click OK. So we have the scheduling here, but we don't have the cost. Then we go back to the instruction. So the structural foundation, which means the footing, has the price of $158 per cubic yard. So we just input that and select it's the same for all the footings, and we have this result. All right, so these numbers, these volumes might vary from project to project, but the total volume will be the same. So don't worry about that if your numbers are different from your classmates' numbers. All right, here again, we go to formatting, and we select concrete and placement. We calculate totals, and here we select to show the title and totals. So we get the totals here. Oh, I forgot one thing. So here we also need the insert. Here we also need to insert the type and the family. This is essentially the name of the elements with the dimensions. It's very easy to track. Okay, we add family and type, and then we move it to the top and click OK. So we have the scheduling for the footings. All right, next is the foundation walls. So in Revit, if you create a schedule, you can only select different families, like I explained earlier. If you we can go to view and schedule. As you can see here, we have floors, we have grids, we have lines, we have mass, roofs. But for walls, we just have walls. But in this assignment, we are going to do only the foundation walls. So first, we are going to get all the walls, select them, and what do we need? We need area. Oh, first is the family and type. Sorry. We need area and the volume and the cost. All right, and then we also need material and the placement. The same for each row in scheduling. And here for the foundation walls, it's also concrete, and we have the price, so it's calculated by volume. Cost divided by 1. Cost does not have unit. I made this mistake again. So what? Oh, uppercase C. All right, and then we have all the walls in this project. Of course, we have a lot of extra walls. For example, here, I don't know what's this, but in interior wall and the exterior walls are all in this sheet. So it's a lot. And then we only need the concrete foundation walls. So what do we do? Here we create just to follow. What do we do here? We follow the instruction. Basically, what we are doing here is to try to filter out all the irrelevant walls and just focus on the concrete walls. So here, in the field, which means, so this property is only for this sheet. Each element in Revit has a property, include the drawings, the pictures, the elements, even the parameters for MEPs. All right, here we have filters, and we add another parameter here. This parameter will be type parameter because we are going to apply this to all the elements in this sheet. And we are going to give it a name here and schedule and type it. And the type of the parameter is yes and no. We are going to use this later to filter out the irrelevant walls. All right, and then I just click OK. OK. So you can see I have another condition for each element here that says if it will appear in the schedule or not. And then we just click on this. Make sure all the concrete walls are showing and all the irrelevant walls are not showing. So just by clicking it twice. All right, this one is not what we need. This one is what we do need, this one. All right, and this one is not. All right, just check the sheet from the top to the bottom, and now we know what walls we are going to use. Now what we are going to use is the filter of this sheet. So we click edit, and we are going to filter everything out. If it says yes, we are going to keep. Otherwise, we are going to delete. We click on yes, and so you can see all the concrete walls, foundation walls are here. And next, we need the price, right? according to the document we got, it's $155 per cubic yard. So we just apply this to all the walls, and we have the result. And some might say, I don't want to see this appear in schedule column. So how you can do that? You just click on formatting in the property panel and hidden field, and then click on that. Then it's gone. Oh, sorry. You just go to formatting and select this condition and hide it, and that's it. And the same for the total. We format, click on what we want to sum up, and select calculate totals, and then here we show it, and we have it.